Everyone thinks a thin-line acoustic like the Yamaha APX600 is all looks and no lungs, but here's the thing, the APX600 was built to win on stage, not just on the couch. And it does because its mix-ready electronics and redesigned body deliver clarity where big boxes get muddy. I spent 2 weeks putting it through rehearsals, a bar gig, and a home studio session, expecting polite tone at best. Instead, I found a guitar that saved me time at soundcheck, sat perfectly in the track, and felt like an electric in my hands. And no, it didn't howl when the monitors got spicy. What I discovered changed how I think about acoustic electrics under $400. Before we dive into what I discovered, quick heads up. If you're already nodding along and want this at the best current price, I've dropped a link below. But stick around because one setting on the preamp completely changed how this guitar cut through the mix. Look, here's the deal. I'm an electric-first player who gets pulled into acoustic sets all the time. My problem, dreadnoughts feel like furniture. Fat necks, wide spacing, sore shoulders, and when you plug them in, you get that nasal piezo quack. I've been burned by budget stage acoustics that promised feedback control and delivered ice-pick highs in chaos at soundcheck. So I went hunting for something stage-focused under $400 that actually worked. The Yamaha APX600 kept popping up. Thin-line cutaway body, 25-inch scale length, narrower string spacing, spruce top, rosewood fingerboard, abalone rosette, and Yamaha's proprietary undersaddle pickup system with onboard controls. I was skeptical. Thin body means thin sound, right? I ordered one anyway, tuned it up, and started the clock. First test, playability. I did a 3-hour rehearsal the day it arrived. The 25-inch scale and narrower 43-mesh nut instantly felt familiar to my electric hands. Bar chords were easy, thumb-over grips felt natural, and fast pentatonic runs actually worked on an acoustic for once. Out of the box, the action was giggable, a quick truss tweak and I had it where I like it, roughly 2.0 on the low E at the 12th. No buzzing, no fight. The thin body hugged in and that cutaway let me get to the 14th, 17th fret without gymnastics. But then I took it home to play unplugged. At home, unplugged tone was my next sanity check. Compared to my full-bodied Yamaha FG, the APX600 has less raw volume and less boom. No surprise. But here's where it gets interesting. The mids are focused and balanced, and the redesigned bracing gives more bass than you'd expect from a thin body. For late-night practice, it's perfect. You won't shake the walls, but you also won't lose definition. Fingerpicking is articulate, strumming is tight. If your goal is campfire projection, look elsewhere. If your goal is recording clarity and stage control, keep listening. Then came the live test. I ran the APX600 straight into the venue's DI, no pedal board into a typical bar PA with wedges, playing alongside cajon, bass, and a second guitar. The onboard pickup and preamp are the secret sauce. You get a stage-focused system designed to sit in a mix with easy EQ shaping and a built-in tuner. I nudged the bass up just a touch, tamed the highs, and carved a bit of low mids. Result, zero feedback issues at normal barband stage volumes, even with the monitor pointed at me. The FOH engineer needed almost no EQ. That never happens with budget acoustics. Between songs, the tuner kept me honest. No hunting for a pedal tuner, no dead air. But then I tried recording. In the studio, I tracked 2 passes, one direct in from the APX600 and one with a small diaphragm condenser aimed at the 12th fret. The DI track had that clean, mixable acoustic flavor without hyped lows. Because the body isn't boomy, I spent less time carving mud and more time adding a touch of air around 10k Hz and a small dip around 800 Hz. The mic track layered in some natural sparkle, and together they sat in the mix faster than my dreadnoughts. Less EQ, less phase fighting, more done. The thin line compromise became a studio advantage. Now the reveal. The most surprising discovery was that the APX600's so-called limitation is actually its edge. In a band or recorded mix, that tighter low end and the focused pickup voicing mean you cut through without ringing ears or chasing feedback. After 2 weeks, 4 rehearsals, 1 2-set gig, and a recording session, here are the 3 reasons you need to try this guitar. Reason 1, effortless playability. The 25-inch scale, thinner body, and narrower string spacing make this feel almost electric. If big acoustics wear you out, this is a game changer. Chords, bars, lead lines, you move faster and cleaner. Reason 2. Stage-first electronics. Yamaha's undersaddle SRT-inspired system is built for plug-and-play. onboard EQ and tuner, feedback resistance, and a sound that sits in the mix without a fight. Less guesswork, shorter sound checks, more consistency. Reason 3, smart design and value. A solid spruce top for snap and clarity, rosewood fingerboard, abalone rosette, and a bracing redesign that adds bass back into a thin body. For around $369.99 and a 4.6-star track record on Amazon, it punches above its weight. Too good to be true, here's the truth. If you live for giant unplugged resonance or need wide string spacing for complex fingerstyle, this isn't your forever guitar. But if you're a gigging singer-songwriter, church player, wedding musician, or an electric player who wants an acoustic that just works on stage, the APX600 nails the brief. Now that you know the big takeaway, this guitar wins in the mix, you'll want to grab one before popular colors disappear or prices creep. I've got the best current price linked in the description. Pro tip: add a padded gig bag and a spare set of 12 so you're stage ready on day one. Bottom line, I recommend the Yamaha APX600 for performers who value comfort, reliability, and a mix-friendly plug-in sound. Electric players crossing over will feel at home immediately. If you need Canon-like unplugged volume or ultra-wide spacing for intricate classical techniques, skip it. For everyone chasing a painless, professional stage experience under $400, this thin line is the right line. It's not about being the loudest guitar in the room, it's about being the right guitar in the mix.